welcome back to my channel. Welcome to the final update in the Low Spend June series. If you're thinking you'll tune in for the Low Spend July series, don't think there'll be one. Tam's not been very well, have you, mate?
No.
So she looks a bit...
No, yeah, I had some dodgy food the other day that hasn't really settled very well,
So, just a quick recap for anyone who's tuned into this randomly and doesn't know what we're on about. We decided that we would try and economise a bit in June, and to achieve that we set ourselves a budget of only spending £100 each on assorted fripperies is probably the best way to describe it. The kind of spending that you don't plan. So popping into Home Bargains for one thing and spending 30 quid, for example, or having a takeaway, or just, spending money without really thinking about it, which we do a lot of. Spending money online, just nip it on Amazon, order a bit of this, a bit of that, one of them, 6 of them. Oh, look at Temu, and while I'm on Temu, all of that kind of stuff. And we set a few guidelines for it, which was that we didn't need fuel, so we didn't have to worry about fuel. We didn't need groceries, so it did have to include any odds and ends of grocery shopping that we did, because we knew really that we didn't need any. So if we were doing any grocery shopping, it was unnecessary.
Because we got food in the house to eat. Yeah.
And then all the random shopping, all the random bits that you do, and all the popping out for takeaways, and shall we just go in Greg's and all of that.
Just do this. And
that was what it was supposed to cover. This £100 was supposed to cover all of our non-essential spending for June. And this is the last update, isn't it? So
yes, this is the last day of June.
Today's the 29th. Strictly speaking, there are 30 days in June, but I think it's safe to say that the experiment has come to a natural end.
Even though we've run out of money.
Even though there's a day left of June, I think the experiment has run its course. Hi, Molly. I love that you do this. It's so great. Would you like to be down here instead? Yeah, we've run out of money. We've very much run out of money. I ran out sooner. I ran out soonest. I ran out first. So you were very kind in last week's update. You were very kind and said that I did not have to count the Too Good To Go money out of my budget, which was very nice. It left me with £5 and something p. £5.69 or £5.9. I don't know what it was, but I do know that I went to the car boot the following day and probably blew the lot. Was it even the following day? Was it the Saturday we recorded?
No, Friday. We did Friday, didn't we?
I do know that I stopped keeping track. When my money was gone, I stopped caring. When my budget was gone, I stopped trying. I think, to be fair, I probably stopped trying very hard about 3 days in.
Day one, you'd spent 10% of your budget.
That was an accident. Day one, I forgot what we were doing and went shopping in Tesco. From my point of view, even though I have not succeeded in sticking to the budget, overall, it has been a success because of all the things I didn't buy that I normally would have done.
Yeah.
So I ended the month without having to dip into the bills account. So I have a separate bank account for the bills. And normally at some point during the month, I borrow a bit out of that and then put it back when I get a bit more money in from eBay or whatever. I've not had to do that all month. I have been able to leave the bills account completely untouched throughout. So the bills money made it to the end of the month without me. I always end up putting it back, but I've not had to do that. I've not had to go into my overdraft. I've got a £50 overdraft with HSBC. And I realise some people have thousands, but I've got a £50 overdraft. And I've not used it at all. I've not overspent slightly on my card because I haven't been spending in that way. And I haven't been ordering online random stuff without thinking about it. I did, as I said last week or the week before, I did add a lot of stuff to my basket and then went back and thought, I don't really want that after all. And I think that's a key thing.
Yeah. That's
for me, is to not buy, so
start to do.
Trigger finger on the buy button.
Yeah, I think it's a case of put it in my basket, walking away, going back a week later, and if I still want it, then yeah, fair enough. But yeah, the fact that I still can't tell you what I wanted from Amazon so desperately that first week, and we're 3 weeks later, and I still can't tell you what it was.
You still can't remember what it was.
Still can't remember what it was, but I was itching to go on there and buy it.
So, have you got any money left?
No.
Not at all? No. Are you in overdraft?
I am in overdraft. I know I am minus £9.93.
Do you know, she's still done a lot better than me because I think I'm probably minus a bit more than that.
Yeah.
Because I stopped trying. Like I said, last Saturday, once my budget was gone, I stopped even trying. So I've spent whatever I've spent this week without thinking about it. But having said that, it hasn't been that much this week because I've still been a bit in the no-spend mindset.
Yeah, I think that's a mindset that, all I've spent, I had £31.16. I said after the last video last Friday I would take you for lunch because I was showing off because I had more money than you.
So, at least she's honest.
I was being a bit smug. So I went out and I spent £21 of that on lunch. It wasn't until afterwards I realised, oh my God, I've only got £10 left. But I did have to put fuel in the car. My petrol light came on Wednesday, so I did have to.
See, I get about 50 miles after my petrol light comes on.
I've never chanced it, so I don't know. I've never got. I've let the petrol light come on before, but I've never chanced how far I can get on it. So I only put £5 worth of fuel in the car. I spent £3 at the car boot, and then
I don't see bingo on there anywhere.
Oh yeah, I went to bingo. Crap! Oh my God!
Now the truth comes out.
Oh Jesus! Spent £20 at bingo.
Now the truth comes. Yes.
Oh, so I'm actually minus £29.33 because we didn't win. Oh my God! I have done crap. I was doing so well till this week. In all fairness, I've done much better if I'd bought you lunch. That's all I'm saying.
This is true. This is true. In all fairness, if you hadn't bought me lunch, you'd have had £10 and £10.4.5. No, £10.54.5p you'd have had extra.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm actually minus £29.93. So I did a lot worse than what I thought. This week is just really. That's the first time I've been to bingo since we did this.
How have you felt emotionally yourself this week? Do you feel you spend more if you're feeling miserable, for example? Do you happy spend? Do you comfort spend?
I think the whole point of bingo was like I haven't gone all month, and it's like we've had lunch and stuff like that, but I haven't been to bingo since I went on the cruise.
Yeah, so well over a month.
Well over a month. And I just decided that I think I probably.
didn't go, I was at work.
I'll be honest with you, I probably wouldn't have gone to bingo if Tina hadn't been on holiday. Because
no offence, Tina.
No offence. No, it's nothing against Tina. But obviously, Tamsin and Nat don't drive.
So if you said you weren't going, you knew they couldn't go.
I knew that they couldn't go. So I think that was part of it as well, because everyone was like, are we going to bingo?
Altruistic little soul you are.
I know. So I'm just too nice.
Sacrificing your budget for the
greater good.
Yeah,
but I think to be honest with that would have been it. But because Tina was on holiday, so you were at work, and I knew that they couldn't go if I didn't drive. So I think that's a major factor in why I went. But I did enjoy it. And
none of you won?
No, we didn't win. We won nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Well.
So I came up minus 30 quid. It's actually ridiculous when you think about that. Because I paid on my card. That's what it is. Usually I've been paying for stuff out of the envelope, but I paid for that on my card.
That has made a huge difference. As soon as I started using my card again, I stopped keeping it tight.
Yeah.
When I was paying with cash, I was keeping a tight hold on it and keeping an eye on it. And like I said, I walked around B&Q trying to save myself 14p, trying to find a different hook to save 14p. I wouldn't do that if I was paying by card.
No, I think that
is a big one.
That's a massive thing for me. Is I think that I need to pay by cash more.
I think that's the thing.
A lot more conscious of spending
pushing
cash.
us all towards a cashless society, but I think it will definitely affect people who struggle to keep to a tight budget, because it doesn't feel real if you're not handing over the little pictures of the Queen or King, as the case may be.
Yeah, it's got the King out now.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like real money when you just tap in the plastic, and it's so quick.
Yeah, the first thing I spent, as I said when we started this at the beginning of June, the first thing I did was when we went out for lunch with Debbie and she was paying for his lunch, is I just went, I'll get the parking, and went doof, and then Carla said to me, that'll have to come out your budget, and I was like, oh. Yeah, crap, yeah. And I just didn't think, because just my card. And
whereas if you'd been paying cash, you'd have automatically known that it's come out your budget, because there it is.
It would have been, I think that's the reason I forgot about the bingo, is because it's the only thing that hasn't come out of my budget, and that's why I forgot to write it down. But aside from that, so I finished minus £29.73.
So I haven't got my envelope here, but when we look at what Tammy has actually spent, it still goes to show that most of it is stuff that most people would say you don't need, isn't it? Most of what's on there.
Yeah, apart from the odd food, so like all the Aldi. So there's 3.
It's convenient I haven't got my envelope, because nobody can criticise me for what I spent my money on. But you can be assured, it was absolutely all crap that I did not need. Absolutely.
Yeah, there's 4 transactions for shops on there, which would have been milk, salad stuff, and things. Yeah. What I have found really difficult as well is eating quite healthy without usually just going in and being able to buy the cheese and things like that, and actually looking, because it's not easy to eat healthily on a budget.
And one of the questions that somebody asked in the comments was how would we got on with eating down the contents of the freezers and the fridge.
Done okay.
We've definitely gone down.
Yeah.
There's spaces in there now. There are spaces that were not there. But I think, if I'm brutally honest, there's some stuff that probably needs to go. There's, for example, a drawer full of meat that's probably been there so long now that it's not actually good anymore, because you're only supposed to keep meat in the freezer for, I think, 3 months.
3 months, yeah.
And I think there's meat in there that probably has got freezer burn and stuff like that. But obviously I won't throw it away without being sure. I will check it, and if it's good to eat, I'll eat it. And if it's only got a bit of freezer burn, then one option would be cooking it for the dogs. Because freezer burn affects the textures, but it doesn't make it unfit to eat. It just doesn't make it quite as nice. And the dogs won't care.
No, they won't.
So I could cook it for the dogs rather than have it wasted, because yeah.
But yeah. So it's not gone as well. Yeah, we were doing okay, but we didn't make the budget. But I don't think, I'm sort of thinking about what I would have done if I hadn't had this budget, and it's quite worrying probably in the amount of money.
Have you noticed a difference in your bank balance, in what you've got left over?
So I mean, I managed to pay, so the end of the month I managed to pay £200 off the holiday and some other bits and pieces. So I've got your birthday, well, some of your birthday present, and that's pretty much it. Yeah, so that was like, it's like 200 and odd quid that I wouldn't have.
Yeah, so I've not had to borrow from my bills money. I've not gone into my overdraft.
I
haven't used my credit cards this month.
Yeah, when I paid it off, I haven't paid it off, but I had the money there to be able to put it aside towards a cruise. So that was a good thing. I think moving forward, I think what I need to do is take some money out of the bank at the beginning of the week. So maybe every Friday this is my spending money for the week. Maybe not to the extreme of £25 a week, but maybe go with £40 a week and see where I go from there. I think it was a bit more of a struggle because we only had £100, but I think that's my way forward, is cash. Yeah,
that's it. But some people have been really, really annoyed about the fact that a lot of other people do not have £100 to spend, and I get that. I understand that listening to two people go, what did I blow my £100 on, can be very annoying if you're living on such a tight budget that you don't seem to ever have a spare penny to yourself. I understand that. But there are things that other people have that we don't have. For example, I don't have a mortgage. Therefore, I don't have to have building insurance and stuff like that. I'm very lucky in that. But I also work 3 jobs. I work 3 jobs and on top of various other commitments. And that enables me to have spare money. And I understand that other people's circumstances may not allow them to do that. Mm-hmm. But that doesn't mean that I can't spend my money on whatever suits me.
Yeah, I mean, I've got more money since I stopped smoking, obviously, because that's a massive thing. So I do have, but yeah.
And that's it. In an ideal world, Tammy wouldn't live here, and I don't mean that. I don't mean that the way it sounds.
Thanks. What have I got?
You've got a little passenger. Yeah.
Thanks.
I don't mean that the way it sounds. What I mean is, in your ideal world, you wouldn't live in a house share with other people.
Yeah, I'd have my own place, which I have done for
Tammy.
years,
Tammy likes to live alone, and in an ideal world, she would have rented somewhere on her own. But in Bristol, that's not possible.
Yeah, £900.
Or if it was, then you'd have absolutely nothing.
Yeah, I would literally. I wouldn't be able to spend this. That's
so
the whole point.
You have sacrificed your independent living.
Yeah.
To enable you to have more money.
Have a life, because I can I can rent a 1-bedroom flat, which I have done in Bristol. I paid £800 a month for the last flat that I had, and then with council tax on top of that, you're looking at £100 and something with bills and everything. Looking at over £1,000 a month.
And I allow her to live here for only £999.
She's very kind. She is heart of gold.
Don't charge her. Honestly, somebody's going to take that as gospel.
She doesn't charge me.
Do not charge her £999.
But yeah, it is. But the point is, I was one of those people that didn't have any spare money. I couldn't go out and enjoy life.
Particularly the last year of living in the flat.
Yeah.
You were really, really scraping.
I also hurt my shoulder.
So
I had an accident as well. So I was off work for 6 weeks, which sounds. People will be like, well, that's fine. But when you live on your own and you are the only person that earns the money, and then you're forced. I didn't want to be off work for 6 weeks. I literally couldn't move. And that really knocked me backward.
Yeah, as I said, it was a hard year. What you were paying a high rent on the flat, you were paying off your car because you were going to lose your car unless you paid it off in that certain length of time, weren't you? And there was a period of time when you had absolutely no spare money, not a bean. So, whilst it can be annoying for people to watch us, so say splurging now, just we've been there. Believe me, we've been there. Yeah. Believe me, I've been a single parent all of my children's lives. I have been on Skint Street I'm very lucky now that I'm not. But is it luck? Because like I said, I do 3 jobs. I am more fortunate than some in that I am able to do 3 jobs.
Yeah, so I work 5 times, and I've also got very good friends. So.
I'm the same. What can I tell you? But yeah, some people were put out, I think, by
what they consider us wasting money on.
Yeah, but there are also things that I would never spend that kind of money on. For example, I would never go and buy a £5,000 handbag. The idea of buying a £5,000 handbag is absolutely mind blowing to me. And yet there are people who can and do, and that's okay because that's their money.
I mean, yeah, my handbag came off
Vinted, yeah.
Vinted, yeah.
Yeah. I rarely pay full price for anything, funnily enough. Whilst I might be very splurgy when it comes to scratch cards and bingo, when it comes to actually buying things, I stand for ages and work out which one is the best value. And we've just stood there for ages looking at puppy pads and trying to work out which ones cost more per pad and so on and so forth. I don't just pluck stuff off the shelf and go, I'll have that one.
I very rarely buy things at full price, unless they're for somebody else. Unless it's a gift for somebody else, it doesn't seem to sort of bother me so much. But it's very rare I pay full price and don't shop in the sale for clothes.
What I'm saying is not up to other people to tell anyone how they should spend their money. You earn it, you spend it, you know? When it's coming out of your wallet, you can tell me what to do with it.
Between paying off the car, stopping smoking, and moving in here, I've probably been better off financially than I have been for several years. Not going to feel guilty about it. No, I've done the weeks and weeks and weeks of sitting in and not being able to go out anywhere. So, yeah.
And now you just seem to do that by choice.
I do that by choice now because I'm so used to it.
Just become habit.
Just that I'm getting really antisocial in my old age.
It's living with us that does it. So yeah, overall, I think, despite the fact that neither of us quite managed to stick to the budget, I think overall the experiment has been worthwhile and has been a success. It has made me think about what I buy. It has definitely curbed my online spending habits, and I think I'm going to definitely try and do more with cash in future.
Yeah, I think that's the key for me as well. It's got to be more cash because, tapping my card away is just madness. Yeah,
I could spend 100 quid on my card in 4 transactions without batting an eyelid, and I wouldn't part with 100 quid in cash that quickly.
Yeah.
So
going into the supermarket with a list of what I need, and only buying that rather than just wandering around aimlessly and going, oh, that looks nice.
Yeah.
Some of that thing. That's been a massive thing. So maybe that's what I need to do, be a bit more organised, get myself a list of what I actually need.
Yeah.
Rather than just wandering around and going, let's just see when I get there what I fancy, because that's when it gets silly.
The next thing we'll be doing is meal planning, and all sorts of proper organisation and adulting.
I don't think it's going to come to that.
No, I can't see it getting that far.
Meal planning?
No. I hope you've enjoyed this series. I think we've enjoyed the experiment. Like I said, it's. I'm sure people would say that we didn't throw ourselves into it. You threw yourself into it far more than I did.
I did. Yeah, up until this last week, I think. I was doing quite well. But then,
So do you think you got carried away by the feeling that you were winning?
Yeah. Just got smug face about it all.
I think you still won because I'm fairly sure that I am more in overdraft than you because I haven't even kept track this week.
But we. That is what it is. So what I'm annoyed about is spending £12 on a Chinese that made me ill. I'm not happy about that. That's just cruel.
Yeah, that was a bit of a shame.
Yeah. So,
however, from a weight loss point of view, you ate hardly anything yesterday. So, swings and roundabouts. There is that. Thank you for joining us for this. I think like I said, we've enjoyed doing it. Maybe we'll do it again at some point in the future. Maybe slightly different parameters. Maybe we'll have another month when we go, okay. Maybe months when we come back from holiday is the best time to do it. When you come back from holiday and you've just had your splurge and you've had your good time and now it's time to tighten your belt a bit, maybe. And thank you to everyone who says how much fun it is seeing Tammy on the channel. I appreciate her being here. She doesn't want to be in everything, it's got to the point now if I put a video up, some people go, oh, no Tammy today. Would you like Tammy instead of me? You've only got to say.
You don't want me. Tammy's okay in small doses.
Right. On that note, we'll say goodbye.
Yeah. See you soon.
Take care. Bye for now.
Bye.